Hello everyone. So now we are on our second chapter of the MS Word tutorial where we're going to learn about the interface and the workspace. So over here we will learn that how to work in MS Word. We will get familiar with the interface and the workspace. So let's not waste much time and let's get started. So, well, over here on my screen, you guys can see I'm here in Microsoft.com. Okay. So if you don't have MS Word, you need to make sure that you download Microsoft 365 first, and it will basically include the Office from where you guys will get access to MS Word and also some other uh, softwares like PowerPoint and also Excel. So you guys can basically work with that. And also over here, you guys can see that you guys can basically download for Windows and for Mac OS as well. And it totally depends on you. So here you guys can see, you guys will be able to get the Word. You guys will be able to get Excel where you work with rows and columns, and PowerPoint is basically used to edit slides. Okay. So here you guys can basically get download all of this and basically get started. So you need to get the subscription for that. So let me just close this one as I do already have MS Word. And here you guys can see this is how the MS Word logo looks like. So I'll just double click on that. And here now let's open this up. And this is how the starting page or the home page will look like. Okay. So under new, from here you guys can basically create a blank document, and as I was already telling you that MS Word provides you with different kind of pre-made templates. Okay. So over here, if you do want to create a CV or a resume, here you guys can see you do have that example. If you do want to create any calendar, you do have all these options right over here. Okay. Like if you want to search templates online as well, you guys can come here and basically search templates online. Let's say I will just type letter. Okay. So here you guys can see that it's basically showing me all the templates which is related to my keyword regarding which I searched. Okay, so you guys can search here and you guys can just come down and let's say I do like this particular template. So what I can do is I can just open this particular template up. Let's click on create. And once I've clicked on create, you guys can see now I do have this particular template opened in my MS Word. Okay, so now let's come here. I will just click on change settings, and let's say from here now I want to change up the name. Okay, like I want to change the content inside that, but not the style which I already have. Let's say I will just write Mary Jonathan or Mary John. Okay, so that's how you guys can basically work. And if you need to change other things as well, let's say you want to change this particular website, or you want to change this particular address, you want to change the number or the content inside here, you guys can basically do all of this right over here. Okay, so again, let's come here, let's click on new, and here you guys can see now there are different options which you guys can use. So let me just come here and basically start with creating a blank document. And let me tell you that over here, you guys can see that I do have different projects. Okay. So here you guys need to understand that the projects which I do have over here, these are all the recent projects in which I do have worked on. And from here, if you do want to pin anything, let's say this particular file is important and I want to pin this particular Word document, that I can get access to it easily, because in recent projects you guys will see that all the recent files you do have worked on will appear in the recent menu or in the recent tab, as you guys can see. But out of those recent files, there might be some files which are very important or which you are working currently. So you want to get that files very easily. So here you guys can just come here and basically click on to this pin this item to the list, and this particular thing will be pinned right over here. So as you guys can see, this particular file is in the pin tab as well. And let's say you are done working with the file, so now you don't want this inside your pinned option. So what you guys can do is you guys can come here and you guys can unpin this particular item, and it will now only appear in the recent tab, not in the pinned menu. Okay, so that's the use of pinned. And now here you do have another option. Let's say you guys are working on a Word file in a team. Okay, like few of you guys are working all together on a single document. So if anyone who have shared any Word file with you, then that particular file will basically appear in this particular menu over here. Okay. So yeah, I hope till this much it was clear. Now let's create up a blank document and let's come here, and you guys can see now I do have the first one named as document 1 and the second one basically named as document 2. Okay, because if you don't rename your file or if you just forgot to name your file, in that case by default your Word file will be saved as document 1, document 3, and so on. Okay, so now let me just delete this particular document 1 file. But here, as I do have deleted this one, I won't save this. You guys can see that the name of my document created has not changed to document 1. So we need to keep this particular things in mind. And as you guys can see on my screen, this is basically the home menu, and inside the home menu, as you guys can see, I do have different options. So over here you guys can see on top I do have the tab from where if I just turn on the autosave, what it will do is, let's say I'm working on a particular Word file and I forgot to save the content with which I was working on. So if I just close this particular file, automatically my Word file will be saved. And if you want to save it manually, here you do have the save option, and here you guys can select at what particular place you want to save this file. Let's say I will just type interface, and let me just choose where I do want to save it. Let's click on more locations. Let's go to browse, and from here I will just go to desktop, let's say, and let's save this file in my place right over here. So let me just name this particular file as interface, and let's save it up. Okay, so here you guys can see that I do have changed up the name of this particular Word document from a default name to a name which I really want. Okay, so here if you just take a look on top over here, back again, here you guys can basically check the typography and stuff. Here you guys can see the name of the particular file. If you want to search something over here, you guys can basically search something. Let's say you forgot where to find the copy or where to find the text effects. So from here you guys can basically search for different kind of text effects and also anything which is present inside MS Word. Like if you do want to search those things, let's say if I just click on save. Okay, so if I want to save this particular file, here you guys can see that I do have the option of saving or saving a copy of this same file. Okay, so now let's close this particular thing down, and underneath this menu bar here you guys can see that I do have different tabs. Okay, and over here different tabs have different options. So under this home menu you guys can see I do have the different kind of font styles and font color. So over here we guys can actually do the text formatting. about which we're gonna learn in our next classes. And also under the insert tab here, you guys can see I do have different options. Inside the draw tab, I do have different options. From here, you guys can basically choose what kind of design do you want, and over here you guys can basically select the layout of your page. Let's say if I just come here and let's say I want to start typing from here, not exactly from the top of my page, so I can come here and I can do that. And also let's come up right over here. And also you guys can check out the references. Here you do have the option for mailings. Here you do have the reviews, the view tab, the edits, and also you do have the help option. Like if you do need to support their customer service, in that case you guys can come here and you guys can basically contact support. And if you do want to give any kind of feedback, or if you do have any normal questions which can have your answers, okay, you guys can just go to the help option and you guys can explore that particular option as well. Like once we move on deep into our classes, we guys will be able to understand a lot more. Okay, like we will be knowing about each of this thing in detail. Okay, and also under the file tab, if I just click on file here, you guys can see that I'm back in the home page. Well, but over here now, you do have the option of saving the file and save as. So if I just click on save right now, okay, you guys can see this particular file is being saved. But let's say now, as I was showing you guys, when you're just saving your file for the first time, then in that case, if you just click on save as, it will ask you that which particular place you want to save that particular file. Okay, so that's the difference between save and save as. Well, and also if you do have any particular file, let's say you do have a word file already in which you worked on and you have saved that and now you want to open that particular file again, so in that case you guys need to click on open, and from here you guys can just go to that particular file and basically open that accordingly. And from here you do have the share option, and also it will ask you that in what document type you want to share this particular word file. Like, do you want to share it as a Word document, or do you want to share it as in a PDF format? Okay, so here you guys can see this is the place from where you guys will be able to work. You guys can just type your thing out. Okay, and in our next class we gonna learn about text formatting. I will tell you that how you can basically use different kind of fonts, how you can actually use all these options right over here. We're gonna learn in our next class. And before ending this class, let me also tell you guys about this particular options. And here, if you just click on commands over here, let's say you guys, a few of you guys are working on a same file. So over here, if you want to add up a new comment, let's say if you just click on new from here, you guys can basically start a conversation and you guys can just do the chatting. Let's say you need to change something inside your Word document. In that case, you guys can mention that particular person who is working with you and you guys can just send to change that particular thing. So you guys can have a productive conversation in this comment section. So I will just close this thing out over here. And here you guys can see that when you're sharing any file here, they'll ask you like, what do you want? Okay, like, do you want them to enable the editing as well, or are you sending it for reviewing, or are you just sending it only for viewing of how it actually looks? Okay, so it totally depends up to the creator of this particular document, like what you are allowed to do with this document. So that's about it. And also I do have told you guys about the share option. Here you guys can see the share option. Like, do you want to send it using a Word document or in a PDF format? So yeah, I hope to see you all in the next chapter where we're gonna explore text formatting in our next class. So till then, take care and goodbye everyone.